Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new, my name is Valerie. I am a mom of 3 and I put out weekly videos. So I would really love it if you stick around and subscribe. So guys, please excuse my voice. I'm literally just recovering from the cold. The weather in London has just been so terrible, honestly. I mean, it is to be expected, but for this time of year, it's usually not this cold. But anyway, the whole family has just been down with this cold. We've just been coughing and sneezing, you name it. But anywho, I'm feeling much better now. In today's video, I will be sharing my breastfeeding tips, tricks and hacks that I have learned during my breastfeeding journey. So guys, for those of you who don't know, I have 3 children. My eldest is a girl, she is 13 and I breastfed her for over a year. My second is my son who's 6 and I breastfed him for 6 months. And last but not least, my baby who is 11.5 months old, almost a year. So I'm soon to do a 1-year update for you guys. So I'm currently still breastfeeding. I'm planning to stop breastfeeding soon, so I'll let you know how I get on with that. Honestly, I'm not looking forward to it. So without further ado guys, let's get into it. So my first tip guys is to make sure that the baby is latched on correctly on the breast. If you're not sure how to correctly position your child, or if you're not sure about how what it looks like for a baby to be latched on, there's so many videos on YouTube that you can actually look at. But just a quick reference point is that you have to ensure that that first of all you're comfortable, and that the nipple, I'm gonna get graphic here because I'm presuming we're all ladies. So you have to make sure that you put in as much nipple and areola. So areola is basically the dark circle around the breast. So you want to put as much nipple and areola into the baby's mouth, okay? Because the problem that a lot of people face when they're having difficulties breastfeeding is because they only put the nipple in there. It's painful because what happens is that it hits the baby's palate, the roof of the baby's mouth, which in turn makes it painful for you, the mother. So just make sure you put in as much nipple and areola into the mouth of the baby. So if you do struggle with getting your baby latched on correctly, please don't suffer or don't give up easily. Speak to your health visitor or speak to your lactation advisor. I don't know what they're calling in different countries, but just seek help, okay? There's lots of help out there to support you with breastfeeding your child, okay? So, it doesn't come naturally to everybody, I mean, for me personally, I just took to it like duck to water, but everybody's different. Don't worry or don't feel in any way. Just seek help and you should be okay. So my next tip is to make sure you stay hydrated. Because remember, you are feeding another human being. So literally, these little gorgeous, small human beings are literally, their life depends on you basically when you're breastfeeding. So you need to make sure, mommy, that you are fully hydrated. Because I know in the early days especially, it's just you're so busy, fussing around the baby, and there's just a lot going on, especially in the early days, and the sleepless nights and the constant and countless feeds that you have to get through, and the nappy changing, the list goes on, that it can be so easy for you to forget about yourself. So what I normally tend to do to remind myself is, first and foremost, I keep a bottle of water next to my breastfeeding chair. And what I do when I'm feeding the baby, I drink as well. So that's a great thing to remember. So when you're feeding the baby, you drink as well, okay? Keeping track of which breast you last breastfed from can be so hard, especially in the early days when there's just so much going on. Obviously you're not sleeping that much, baby's feeding a lot, and you're changing lots of nappies and you're exhausted. So I've come up with a simple way to just make it easy to remember, and I used to use that a lot in the early days, and I'll tell you why I've stopped using it actually. It's as simple as a hairband. So basically, when you pick up your baby to breastfeed your baby, immediately, if let's say for example you are breastfeeding from the right breast, then you can simply place the hairband on your right wrist, so you know that when you do go in to pick up to next feed your baby, you know that the last feed that you gave was from your right breast. Then you switch over to your left hand and left wrist. So it just makes it so much easier. You burn a lot of calories when you breastfeed, so it's important, ladies, to remember to have your 3 square meals, no excuses. Make sure get hubby or family members to, to cook you lots of meals and freeze it. Yeah, so just make sure you have your 3 square meals a day, because you're going to be burning a lot of calories breastfeeding your baby. And also don't forget to snack in between. So when I say snack, have some nice healthy snacks to snack on, and that will help keep up your energy levels, because for me, I just felt hungry all the time. So I went ahead and ate to my heart desire. People are often surprised when I tell them I have 3 kids, and I always get asked this question: how did I get my tummy to be so flat for someone who's got 3 kids? Now, me personally, I don't think my stomach is flat. But however, I'll take the compliment. So what I normally do is I use a waist trainer. Now, if you are a loyal subscriber, then you know that I've shown these in one of my videos. I believe was in my, anyway, one of my videos. I'll link it below. So basically what I do, guys, is as soon as I have the baby and I'm discharged from the hospital, when I get home, I buy one of these. So at least during the first week, I make sure I purchase one of these. And these waist trainers are so fantastic because there are 3 levels. So obviously when you just have a baby, your belly is still big. However, this waist trainer helps to firm and tighten and helps your belly go down. And honestly, it works a treat. So this is what I use. And to be honest, the first, is it 3 months? Is it 3 months? You're not allowed to exercise anyway. So this makes it so much easier because you're not exercising, but at least you know that your stomach is being firmly, it helps, firm up your stomach without you doing anything. And I'm not saying this is a substitute for exercise. No. But this gives you a head start. So I swear by using the waist trainer. So my next step is to make sure you get comfortable when you're breastfeeding, because you don't know how long the session is going to be. I tell you, because the baby is the boss. Because I call my son, he's basically my boss. Because when he wants to feed, I don't know how long it will be. Sometimes it could be 5 minutes, sometimes it could be 20, sometimes it could be 30. You don't know. So make sure you get yourself comfortable. Get yourself a nice pillow to support your back. It's so important. This 3rd pregnancy round, I decided to purchase a bobby pillow. I think it's bobby pillow they're calling. One of these. I hope you can see that. So I purchased one of these. Mine looks a bit faded and washed out, but yeah, so this is it made my life so much easier, because I really my back after having this pregnancy, because this baby was so big, so I really suffer from a lot of backache. So this really made it so much easier, and basically you can use it by putting it around your waist like so. So you can put it around your waist like so. I don't know if you can see that, I'm not too close. Use it on my back. When my baby was small, I used to put it on the floor, and I used to put him on there. So there's so many uses for these puppy pillow, but you don't necessarily need to invest in one of these, to be honest. You can actually use your normal everyday pillows, to be honest. My next hack is always wear a vest underneath your clothes. So it doesn't matter what you're wearing, if it's a dress or you know, if it's leggings, trousers, whatever, always make sure you wear a vest when you're breastfeeding, because you don't know when excuse me, you don't know when you're out and about when the baby is going to want to feed. Obviously, I'm sure you will have your baby on the routine, but babies are babies, they're unpredictable creatures. So you know, always make sure that you have a vest underneath. So when you have a vest and the baby wants to feed, and especially if you're out in the public, it's so much easier. You can simply just lift your top up like so, and then you know, pull down your vest down and then feed the baby. Speaking of breastfeeding in public, I just wanted to make something clear that if you live in England, it is legal for you to breastfeed anywhere in public. You can breastfeed wherever you like, okay? And it is illegal for anybody to ask you to leave a public place. It's illegal, I repeat, okay? So breastfeeding mothers out there listening, do not feel embarrassed, ashamed, uncomfortable if you want to breastfeed in a coffee shop or wherever you happen to be. It is illegal for anyone to ask you to leave their premises. It's illegal for them to make you, you know, leave, you know, a public place basically. They have no right to do that. So rest assured that is against the law, okay? Another tip, make sure you wind your baby, okay? Although breastfed baby don't take in as much air as bottle-fed babies, they still need to be burped, okay? So another hack I have is that helps me to stay organized and stops me from running around looking for baby things, is that I keep a basket. I call it like my mini movable station. So this is what I have at home and I use it to this day. It's usually not this empty, but I keep a basket full of nappies, wipes, Vaseline for my lips, a bib, so sometimes I put change of clothes, just bits and bobs that I will need for the baby. Ooh, and I also keep this bag where I've put his thermometer. It's got his thermometer and other bits and pieces in there. So you can put whatever you need in this basket for your baby, and you take it wherever you go within the house. So if you're in the sitting room, then you take this to the sitting room, so you know that if the baby needs to be changed, you don't have to go running around looking for, you know, the bits and pieces. You know that it's all in one place. You can just take out a nappy, wipes, you know, and then yeah, you're good to go. It can be so frustrating when you're not producing enough milk, and I've experienced that in the early days. So what I did, I made myself ginger teas. So I used fresh ginger, and that worked a treat. I also heard that you can use oatmeal, and I used fenugreek powder. So I used to make smoothies. I used to sprinkle a bit of the powder on it, and listen, honestly, it works a treat. If you are shy or self-conscious about breastfeeding in public, you can buy yourself one of these cover-ups, which you can simply just put over your head, so it covers your boobs and the baby. So imagine if the baby's right there and you're both covered and your dignity is intact. I sometimes feel that these draw more attention than if you were to just, you know, breastfeed your baby normally and, you know, use your top to cover the baby. But anyhow, it's good to have this option. So if you don't want to spend any money buying these, I think this cost me about £5 from Amazon. So they're really, you know, cheap and reasonable. But if you don't want to purchase these, then you can use a scarf, because that's a method I use sometimes, especially when I'm in close proximity of strangers. There was a time when I was on the bus and I was breastfeeding, and I had this cover up on, and my son, because obviously now he's bigger, he just literally just kicked it off and my boobs were exposed, and this gentleman just basically stared at me, and I was like, okay. And I stared back at him, and he felt uncomfortable and looked away. But anywho, if you're in close proximity and you don't have one of these, you can use a scarf, or you can use, you know, a cardigan to just, you know, cover yourself. Last but not least, my last tip is if you do suffer from cracked nipples or sore nipples, you can actually just use your breast milk to actually soothe it, you know. Yeah, I'm sure you're wondering that. Breast milk, yeah, you heard me right. Breast milk. Breast milk is just so full of nutrients and so full of so many goodies. I think I'll probably do a separate videos about breastfeed and breast milk and the benefits of breast milk. But one of the benefit of breast milk also it soothes and it can heal your cracked nipple and it will soothe it. So that's all for today's video, guys. I hope you found it useful. Please comment below and let me know if you do have any other hacks or tips you would like to share with us. And please don't forget to like, comment and share, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.